What's up, guys? Welcome on to another video. On today's video, we're going to be taking apart this engine. If you're new to the channel, I purchased this XF with a hurt motor. I believe it got overheated, and we're going to rebuild this motor and throw it into a Mustang, and that's going to be a project car in the future. But there's a couple things that I noticed. It came with an N8 transmission, so this transmission's been replaced before, and I don't think it did a good job because there's a loose bolt behind the flywheel right there, and there's another chance that this might not be a supercharged engine, might be just a regular N8 engine. I'm gonna remove the torque converter and see what kind of damage we have behind the flywheel. Hopefully it's not that bad. I already got all the 4 bolts removed except for this one, so I'm gonna pull the torque converter, and then hopefully I don't end up dropping the torque converter because these are expensive. I gotta be careful with this because I'm gonna end up reusing all this. The transmission's gonna go on the Mustang, everything's gonna go on the Mustang, all the wiring harness and stuff. So this thing's heavy. Oh, we got some leaking. Alright, so it looks like I gotta remove the flywheel, but as you can see, there's a whole bunch of metal shavings, so hopefully it didn't damage anything. That was probably the reason why I wasn't starting, because I was getting a lot because I was getting compression on this side, and then I was getting compression on this side, except for 2 cylinders. It should have been able to start, but I think that was the issue. It was in the sensor, because it has a sensor. This engine has a crank sensor behind the flywheel, and it measures the rotation of the engine, so I don't think it was picking up those signals, and that's why it wasn't starting.
Right, and then all of a sudden you become a pastor? Yeah, I got a problem with that. And I don't like him or dislike him. I just go, it's scam shit. Get the fuck out of here. Alice, where on the merch site is the top less YDBT calendar? Top less YDBT calendar. Alice, we'll hear confessions and someone tell them what they did something to their calendar. Exactly. You think Shelby guys vote Democrat? Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
It's just gonna come. Got a sound clip for everything. Gotta love.
It's all beat up right here, but I'm pretty sure I can fix it. And looking at the engine,
block that shit.
There's a bolt right here. There's actually 2 bolts. Look how beat up that bolt is.
Crisis King, sorry you had bad experiences. I didn't have bad experiences. I have eyes.
Alright, so hopefully it didn't damage the engine block. Looks okay. Yeah, but I'm 100% sure this was skewing the crank sensor signals. That's why it wasn't starting.
It was kind of comfortable. No taxes for the church. No one except V6 owners. Vote Democrat. Just another used car salesman. You want church? Stay home and read.
Engine block looks okay, so now it's time to put it on the engine stand and start taking it apart. Alright, so I'm gonna try to remove this head first. I just want to see if this is the supercharged engine. If not, there's no point taking apart this engine. So I'm gonna start off by removing the fuel rail. Let's see if the injectors are stuck. So that was easy. I don't know if it's my luck. A lot of people have been having issues trying to remove these injectors. I've never had issues taking these injectors out of these engines. I've done all my injectors on that blue car over there, and as you guys seen, these came out really easy. So unless the previous owner replaced them before, but I don't think he did because the tips are all burnt. So now we're gonna remove the valve cover. It's all these little 10mm bolts. Okay. Look how clean this thing is. It is awesome. I've never seen an engine this clean. This is not normal. We can actually see where I was hitting right there. At least it has the updated timing chain. But yeah, so far so good. It looks like this engine was maintained properly. Now it's time to remove the front timing chain cover. But first I gotta remove these pulleys. Now I'm going to remove the tensioner guides. I believe these are 10 millimeters. But first I'm going to remove this tensioner. So this engine has the upgraded timing chain, but it doesn't have the upgraded guides. I'll get you guys a close up on that. It actually started eating into the guides. I'm gonna start removing the cams, but first I'm gonna label them: exhaust and intake. Okay, so this is gonna be number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are already labeled exhaust and intake, and I always like to start off from the center and work my way out.
Do this one. Really nice. Okay.
There's a little marking here, and it has the I for intake, and this other one has the E for exhaust. So don't worry about mixing them. You just got to be careful because these are really fragile. I got the cams off. Now I'm gonna remove the cylinder head. I heard you need a special tool, and it's really expensive. It's about 100 bucks. And honestly, I think you can do it with a T55. So that's what I'm gonna be using, a T55. Where's it at? Here it is. So this is all I'm gonna use. Just a regular T55 and an extension. All right. Oh. Alright guys, so I went ahead and moved the engine down here. We got two lights over there, so we're gonna be able to see a lot better. And I want to take a good look at the head gasket. Alright, so I guess it's a good time to start removing the fuel pumps. These engines come with two fuel pumps, high pressure fuel pumps, which are mounted on the side of the engine. And this is the feed line. Still has fuel in it. I'm gonna remove the fuel pumps along with the fuel lines and fuel rail, so that way you're all together and I don't lose anything. All right. Doesn't want to come out. What the hell? What's going on here? Maybe I do have to remove the fuel rail. Oh, there it is. Fuel pumps are out. Make sure don't lose these little buckets. Okay. I need a magnet for this. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove the fuel rail. I guess they don't want to come out this time. Oh, there they are. Yeah. Oops. Got it out. Last bolt before we remove the valve cover. And just pay attention to how clean the engine is. And just pay attention how clean the engine is. They took well care of this engine. It's just unfortunate that it overheated. At least that's what I think. It overheated. Check that out, guys. Man, cleanest engine I ever seen in my life. Wow. Just want to get a little close up to this engine. Look how clean it is. Really impressive. Okay, so now we're gonna remove the front cover. It's held by all these torque screws. Alright, so now I'm gonna remove the timing tensioner. So for those guys that want to pull the trigger on doing the timing chain, this is what you would do. You just got to remove the timing chain cover, the top, and then the bottom. And yes, for that you got to remove the crank pulley, the crank hub. But after that, it's pretty easy. You remove the cover, and then you remove the tensioner, which I just did right now. And then now you're gonna remove this bolt right here. This is a T50. So you remove the T50. Remove the tensioner, it should come right out. There it is. Comes out really easy. I won't jump timing. You just gotta. I think it'll be better if you grab a zip tie and zip tie this timing chain like this. But either way, I won't jump timing because it has a little bit of tension around the cams and the crank. where you're gonna take your old timing chain guide, throw it away, grab your new one, slide it in, tighten everything up, put the covers back on, and should be good to go. So with these engines, this is what happens. The tensioner eats through the aluminum, and the tensioner is only able to go so far out until it won't tension the timing anymore, and that's when the timing chain will jump or skip a tooth, one of these. But yeah, this is a really common issue with these cars. So on this side, just like the other head, it has, so on this side it has EX for exhaust. So this one's gonna be number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5. Same thing on the intake side. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we can start removing all these. You start from the center. I'm probably gonna upgrade the springs on this one because we're gonna push a lot of boost, so we might need some stiffer springs. I don't know yet. I was just thinking. First cam coming out. Time to do this other side. I'm stoked how clean this engine is. Everything looks perfect. Alright, so got the intake side done. Now I'm gonna go grab all my tools so that way you can start moving the head bolts, and hopefully everything's good underneath. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Alright guys, so time to remove the head bolts. Let's see, hopefully none of these bolts strip. Again, for those curious, I'm using a T55. I'm not using the tool from Jaguar. You can do it with a T55, so why waste money? Alright guys, so the head is ready to come out. All I gotta do is just remove these two little torque screws and then this tension right here, a little 10mm. Hopefully it's not too bad. I don't see anything wrong with the head gasket. That's weird. Everything's fine. Look at the timing. I'll look at the gasket later. But yeah, guys, no signs of overheating from what I can tell. I'm gonna go ahead and clean all the cylinders and then I'll come back to you guys and maybe turn the crank a little bit so that way you can see all the pistons. Alright guys, so it's been a couple of weeks and as y'all seen, we got the cylinder heads out of this engine, and we went ahead and looked at the head gaskets and everything looks good. I really thought there was gonna be like a cracked piston or something, but no, everything's okay. I already checked the heads. I took the heads to the machine shop and I just got them back today with it. Here's one. So here's one head, and then I got the other one. Oh, here's the other one. This is the other cylinder head. I am gonna go ahead and port these heads, so I'll probably make a video on that. I went ahead and checked the block with the straight edge and everything looks good within specs, so I think this engine just needs head gaskets and we'll be up and running. So again, I'm sorry I couldn't give you guys a full teardown of this engine. If I do that, then what's the point on putting it all back together? I'm gonna have to spend a lot more money to get the bolts and gaskets and all that to put it all back together, because you can only use these bolts once. But yeah, it looks like I don't have to take it apart, so that's a good thing. That saves me a lot of time and money. I already got everything. I got most of the parts in here on these little bags, like the timing chains, injectors, and all that. I'm so excited for this build. This is my first Jaguar engine, so we'll see how it goes. I've done a lot of BMWs. As you can see, there's a BMW block over here that I'm still working on. It's actually going to be going into this BMW. So we'll see how it goes. So anyway guys, thanks for watching and you guys have an awesome day.